I may never get used to that. Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Tunes, the weekly live stream here in my channel in which we all gather around the modern day campfires of our iPhone screens and computer monitors and talk about some stuff that happened in the week in geek. Also every week on the show, at the top of the coming hour, I will be posing a Hot Toys figure. In this case, it is the Boba Fett animated version, 6-scale figure by Hot Toys from the Star Wars Holiday Special, which may be everyone's favorite part of the Star Wars Holiday Special, if not their only favorite part. Chime in on that. Is there anything else you guys liked about the Holiday Special, apart from just the overall charm of it? Let me pause here, not literally pause, while I clean this smudge that suddenly appeared on my glasses. I swear that it's not because I completely failed to wash them today. Clean them today, before the show. I did. I completely failed to clean them before this show. So, how's everybody doing? Wow, did you have a good week? Anything fun happen? Any cool new Hot Toys announcements? I actually meant to get some photos prepped for this, of the Ahsoka 6-scale figure, the Padawan Ahsoka Tano 6-scale figure from the Ahsoka television show that Hot Toys just revealed a couple of days ago, much to my great delight and to the chagrin of my wallet. Seriously. I think I have like 16 Hot Toys figures on pre-orders that are coming out over the next year, which is really going to make me have to violate my one figure a month rule. So I don't know. I may really have to move forward with that OnlyFans account. So tune in, and everybody who's anybody who's willing, who wants to support my habit, then go ahead and keep searching for that. I don't even know what I call myself. Would I call myself Postmaster General on the OnlyFans account? I was just hanging out with some friends last night. We went to see a band called, and they're really good, so I have no excuse for not being able to remember their name. They are called the Spooklights. It's an unholy blend of bluegrass with electronic elements. It's fantastic. And my friends and I were the only ones there not rolling or tripping. It was a riot. It was a riot just watching that crowd. And I kept thinking, wow, man, I think I know that girl dancing in the front because she reminded me of people that I was hanging out with back in the 90s. So, yeah, let's hear it. Yes. Hot Toys now has, Sideshow now has a branded Yeti. I'm pretty sure that Yeti just customizes things for people, so it's not that big of a deal. But still, it was a big deal for me when I got it for Christmas. Anyway, moving right along. So yeah, go check out the Spooklights if that sounds like it might be your jam, because it's definitely my jam. Anyway, moving right along. Other things that I want to talk about today, as always, I made a list. Yeah, that can come up later. That's actually just about it. I'm just going to leave this thing freeform tonight and just let it flow, and maybe that means we'll get to the posing segment early, which is what I'm here for. This is my weekly posing figures for me and not for my employer. So yeah, definitely fun. I really don't have anything else to say as by way of an intro, other than Halo, the TV show. I've talked about it last week on the channel. I talked about how it is gradually making its way into the top 3 of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time. That's not to say that it's one of the top 3 best sci-fi series of all time. It's my top 3 rankings are very subjective. It just means things that I enjoy the most. It's right behind The Expanse and the 2004 Battlestar Galactica reboot. But as good as it was last week, this week was intense. So many questions were answered, like what would happen if the Master Chief encountered an elite without a Zanghili without his armor? We know now. God, we know now. We know so many other things now. It was just such if you're a Halo fan whatsoever and you haven't started watching this show, I challenge you. I encourage you to do so. If you are not a Halo fan or are just looking for some really exciting sci-fi content, check it out. If you're wondering why I'm encouraging you all to do this, it's selfless because I really want you all to have fun watching this show, but it's also selfish because I know Paramount is dead broke. And there were certain aspects of this current episode that showcase that. Like the fact that, I'm not really spoiling anything like this, but we're at the Fall of Reach, and the Master Chief did not once put on his armor. It's like they're like, no. There's this amazing segment where Admiral Keyes gives this inspiring speech to all the Marines who are about to go forth and sacrifice themselves so that people can make it off the planet. And he's introducing the Master Chief to people who've never seen him without his armor on. And they're like, whoa, that's the Master Chief? And he's like, he doesn't need his armor today. All he needs is his warrior spirit. And in my brain, I'm just thinking, also Paramount's dead ass broke. They can't afford to have him fighting in his armor because they have to pay for all those Covenant. I mean, there's Sang Healy, there are no grunts, but there were plenty of jackals. It was just such a good time to watch. Yeah, I encourage you all to watch it if you're not watching. The first season may be a bit of a slog for somebody. It's a slow burn, and it's very much introducing all the main characters. But the second season really takes off, so by all means, jump into that if you haven't already. Anyway, I'm going to say hi to everybody so that hopefully we can find some topics of conversation within the chats. And if we can't, then I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with posing this glorious figure. How's everybody okay with that? The holiday special, says Bitter Troll. Hello, you're the first one out of the gate today? What are you doing up? I guess it is 10 o'clock where you are, right? Yeah. Holiday special, the greatest Star Wars story ever told. Yeah, tongue-in-cheek, I'm sure. This thing actually does a little bit too good of a job of keeping beverages hot. You may actually see me wince. See, told you. That was not at all affected. Steve Nara is here sorry, I got my Steves confused. Steve Nara is here from the glorious city of Virginia Beach. Good to see you here. And Figurassic Park is here. One more Instagram account that we need to be paying attention to if you're not, because his posing skills are first rate. How many of them do you have, Terry? All of them that I want, which means I have all the 6-scale Boba Fett figures except the original Sideshow Boba Fett, which they re-released with improvements. So I got rid of mine and just kept the second version. And I also lack the Medicom versions of Boba Fett, which is fine. Medicom, for the time, it was the only Boba Fett 6-scale that we had, but they were a bit undersized for my taste, so I never picked up any of them. I want to say they made a Boba Fett and a Jango Fett, but I'm not sure if they made both versions of Boba Fett, so I'm not, at the time, what would have been both versions of Boba Fett. But I think it was just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one it was. Anyway, moving along. Linda's here. What's up, Linda? Welcome to the show. Oh yeah, something else we should probably talk about is Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the fact that I haven't watched a single episode of it yet. Because, sorry, Paul, I'm not a good friend. No, seriously, the reason is because I'm only subscribing to one, apart from my big 2, which used to be my big 3, but then Amazon did that thing that they did. I'm only subscribing to one streaming service at a time, and currently the streaming service that I'm subscribed to is Paramount. So, yeah, man, when you're a 6-scale collector, you got to make sacrifices. Even if it means you have to wait 2 months to watch your friend's new TV show. Anyway, yes, okay, yeah, that's pretty much everything that I just said. Good morning. By the way, Christina Payne's here. Bring in the pain. Got here before the show. That's really cool. I sit corrected. Good to know you're sitting. Yeah, that does a little bit too good of a job. I have an idea. Be right back. That's how close my kitchen is to my live stream studio, y'all. That is how close my kitchen is to my live stream studio. Let's go ahead and take this tea a bit at a time. That way it's always hot. Yeah. I love these things because I didn't know this until yesterday when I first used it. But when you get this little mouthpiece thing here is part of the lid. And when you screw it on with a hot beverage inside, the resulting expansion of the seal on the inner portion of it means that when you take it off, it leaves behind this little spout, which is brilliant engineering. Science. Speaking of my voice, did you guys see that comment on the Vader video where some guy was just like, "Is this voiceover for real?" Anyway, I won't move too far into that. He posted another comment that the Sideshow people were, after I said yes, they posted another comment that the Sideshow people took down. Probably a wise decision, but yeah. People can be really, really funky and funny and not funny. Morning from the treadmill again. This is like our routine now, isn't it? You and me. This is when we get together. Speaking of getting together, I'm heading to Trader Joe's later today. And if you like, it's really close to you. If you like, I can bring Phoebe's collar and a little whatever you want to call that pillow collar that keeps her from going through the vents. I can bring that with me if you wanted to meet someplace close by. Maybe have a bite to eat and or I don't know, maybe I can even take it the extra mile and go to your place and just drop it off. But I'll be in the neighborhood if you want to meet up. So get in touch with me after the show if you're not too busy. I like the concept design of the Mythos 1 too. Yeah, I do too. A lot of that design was by Joe Allard, who was a designer for Sideshow back in the day. I don't think he does any work for them currently. But yeah, he did some great work on that. I know he's really thrilled to see that they kept so many elements of... Oh, wait. No. Maybe he didn't design that one. I'm thinking of the Obi-Wan, the Mythos Obi-Wan 6-scale figure, and the statue, the original statue. He was the one that designed those. And I know that he's really thrilled that they kept a lot of elements of that costume for the Obi-Wan show, which he should be. It's a high honor to be acknowledged like that, and well deserved, because it was a great design. That he really thought that out. He really thought that out. Really pleased with what he did, and it inspired me to tell the story that I told for the art card that came with it. I don't think I can save for the whole video. Oh, well, that's too bad. Got a washing machine to pick up. Mine died, so a friend has given me a spare. Must be something to do with that part of the country. My sister's washing machine just gave out recently. Although I don't know. She wants to buy a new one. I'm like, man, dude, don't do that. They cost money. Just go to save money for it, and go to the laundromat for a little while. Laundromats are good for your soul. I find them very motivating. AJ Agrusa was popping in. Just wanted to say greetings. I'm at a small comic event today, but hope everyone is doing well. I'll catch everyone on the replay. Yes, you will. We'll be here. Good to see you and your magnificent beard, even if it's not so magnificent in that tiny little thumbnail. Where am I? Over here. Thumbnail. AJ. Beard. Gotta get this whole mirror thing down. Steve131 is here from across the big pond. Good to see you. Tommy K is here as well from Canada. The esteemed neighbor of our friend Paul Sun-Hyun Lee. Bitter Troll is here. Oh, you're waving at... I'm like, why is he doing that? It's okay, you're waving at Tommy. I get you. Toy Quest 101 is up. What's up, Miguel? I'm so glad you pop in. I mean, I wish you'd do that like every stream. Just even if you don't have time, just pop in just to say, hey, smash the like button, because I never do. I never do. I need to work on that. What's up is I am exhausted from my evening last night. Two great bands. Not only did we get to see the Spook Lights, but another band called Dizgo, D-I-Z-G-O. They're a jam band, which isn't typically my jam, but I really enjoyed them. Talented guys. They're very, very young. They've got room to grow. But what I saw last night, I really, really enjoyed, and I hope to catch them again sometime down the line. Rob Perisho is here. What's up, Rob? Rob and I bonded a little bit over this Ahsoka thing, I think, over the throughout the week. Laura Quiles is here. What's up, Laura? Let's hear it for those rewards, huh? Yeah. I wish you could like transfer rewards from account to account. Like, I have rewards in my Sideshow account that I just can't use. So it would be nice if I could just gift them to somebody. But oh well, whatever. John Galagano is here. What's up, dude? Is that a new thumbnail? I'm critiquing and analyzing thumbnails today. Renz Tolentino is here from the Philippines. What's up, dude? Still loving. I'm glad you posted to Facebook that Papa artwork that you did, man, because it is great. It is great. I'm trying to figure out where I could put an art print of it. I don't know if you sell prints, but if you do, then I'm interested. I just don't know that I have a place for it right now. I have so much art. So much art that needs to go up. And man, and I've got to pump the brakes on purchasing. I have to buy gutters. Somebody just came out and gave me an estimate on gutters, and I think I'm going to move forward with that. And then I also need a water heater. I need a lot of stuff. I need windows badly, but I can't even... The mere thought of what it's going to cost to replace the windows in this place is just... Ugh. Keeps me up at night. Hey, Kumar's here. What's up, Kumar? Still trying to decide if you're an AI advocate or if you're just devil's advocate. I can't figure out from our conversations about, and again, I don't like calling AI art that at all, because it's nothing of the, it's neither of those things. It's neither AI nor art. AI is just a marketing gimmick that they're using to promote a digital content creator that is legitimately stealing work from artists in order to train itself. I'm following some cat on Facebook who's making it his mission to just expose all the stuff that is being stolen from artists and reused by AI artists. And I'm like, I just can't. There's just no justification for it. And you can say all that you want. You can try to defend it in every way that you can, but there's really no moral justification for how it's being handled. And it needs to be put on a leash. Badly. Anyway, Michael Munson is here. Happy Saturday. Good morning. Universal Key is also here. What's up, dude? Good to see you here. Uber Dog, always good to see you. Yeah, I've had it here for a long time, and I honestly don't even know if I've ever opened it. This box looks absurdly clean, so it may have all the plastic elements on it. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I have had it out. I do remember now I had it on display in Charlotte, so hopefully we won't have to worry about any of that plastic crap. We'll see. Figurestic Park likes my intro. That's good. Thanks, man. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. I'm enjoying using elements in my segments here, with both the intro and then there's also another segment for 3 Strikes that's coming up. Oh shit! I didn't pick any photos for 3 Strikes. I'm gonna have to do that live. Wow. Okay. For 3 Strikes, we might just like scroll down the Facebook page, the Poser Posse Facebook group, and just see what everybody did this past week, and just showcase that. I'm not sure. God, I had all the time in the world, and I chose to do dishes instead of doing what I should have. Apologies, team. I'm out of cream, and I think the happy accident of that is that I think I'm finding that I enjoy Earl Grey tea better when there's no cream. How about that? Saves me some money on my shopping list. Trying to put my elbow down and I'm not close enough to the table to do that. Yeah, dude. Okay, let's just go ahead and bring that up here really quick. I'm gonna go to Sideshow's account since I didn't download photos. I wonder if I have the bandwidth to handle 2. Let's see. 2 browsers running concurrently. There we go. So let's talk about this. Share screen. There we go. All right, check that out. Check that out. Ariana Greenblatt in 6 scale form. It's really, really, really strong. Now, there was a comment on one of the Facebook posts concerning this this figure, in which the commenter was lamenting the lack of the second lightsaber. And I kind of sympathize with that, but and I do, I really do. Yes, it would have been really cool to include a second lightsaber with this one, but it would have been a break from the norm for Hot Toys, who typically only include with the figure the accessories that character used in the show, in the show or the whatever the show, the movie or whatever that figure represents. Now, in this segment of that show, this is the Padawan version from the first segment of Shadow Warrior when it was early in the Clone Wars. Everybody was wearing their Phase 1 armor, and I want to say that even if you look at Tales of the Jedi, Ahsoka put together her second lightsaber after the clones had moved on to Phase 2 armor. So there's no practical reason to include a second lightsaber, which would, by the way, have driven the cost up marginally, maybe $10, maybe, I don't know, maybe $20. I don't know how much it costs to create lightsabers, and how much of a markup would ensue if you actually included a second lightsaber. Probably not much, but $10, $20, yeah, can make it or break it for some people. But yeah, we got 2 lightsabers, one with a One with the USB. It's not actually USB. It's not technically a USB. It's powered by a USB, but there is a power cord that goes to a power pack, which they don't show here. And the goggles? Was she wearing the goggles in any of the show? Because if she was not wearing the goggles in the show, then that kind of shoots my argument about the second lightsaber in the foot, which I'm comfortable with. I'm very happy to be wrong about something like that. And then we can start the discussion, okay, then why not include the second lightsaber? Well, maybe the second lightsaber would discourage people from buying the next version of Ariana Greenblatt as Ahsoka Tano, which I'm almost 100% confident will happen. But that might also depend on the sales of this one, which I think will be through the roof. I think the commentary has been almost universally positive. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. Again, Hot Toys portraits have been so incredibly on point lately that I just can't stand it. I'm seeing little evidence of, it's looking like there's going to be 90 degree mobility in the elbows, which is fine. That's pretty standard for Ahsoka figures. Ah, look at her. Yeah, again with the goggles, I just don't know. I don't remember seeing that. And again, it will definitely shoot my argument in the foot. Anyway, enough about that. If you haven't ordered it, why not? Let's go ahead and close that out. Lane Kramer got a Prime 1 Poison Ivy statue coming on Tuesday. Man, I'm not jealous of that, but I am jealous of the fact that you have that much space to display. Yeah, see, that's, yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put 16. I honestly don't. It's going to be a long-term thing. It's going to be one of those curation things. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it was... Yeah, it was unexpected for me, too. It was unexpected. I hoped for it, but I didn't think it would happen. Somebody there loves Ahsoka, and somebody recognizes that fans now love Ahsoka, and which I'm so thrilled about, because I really felt like the lone voice crying out in the wilderness when she was first introduced. I'm like, what do you mean? This character's got so much potential. Yeah. Great first look on the Vader. So stoked for that release. It's really solid, dude. It's really solid. It's not boxed up yet, but I'm not going to bring it up. It's although I will say this. There were some call-outs about the video regarding the collar of the cape. And that was an oversight on my part. I wasn't really paying attention to... they weren't very clear about it in the instructions. But the collar of the cape is meant to be tucked down, I think, into the armor. So that you can't see it, so that it looks like just nothing but fabric is coming out. And I really screwed the pooch on that one. I really should have been paying closer attention. It also has the added benefit, I think, of actually keeping the cape in line if you do that. So when you get yours, make sure that you tuck in that collar for the cape, because it's not supposed to have a collar. Yeah. Nearly fell on my sword for that one. I was just so embarrassed. Bitter Troll enjoyed the new Avatar store? Can we talk about your addiction problem with candy? What candy? There's no candy in this house. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing that Keith Lee brought home. You know, I took care of his little dog Phoebe, he and Ellie's dog Phoebe, for a few days there. And he brought back from Montreal a whole lot of Canadian chocolate, which I didn't know was a thing. And which, as it turns out, is so much better than American chocolate. So much so that I found that when I'm eating it, I don't have an off switch. I've had so many chocolate bars this week, and somehow I've lost weight. Weird. I have no explanation for it. It takes me back to last year when I was losing weight while also eating a lot of donuts and drinking milkshakes. I'm a freak, man. I'm a freak. Just received this one an hour ago. Well, that's timely. Yeah, we can post together. Probably not. You probably have things to do today, right? Most normal people do. Yeah, dude, it really, really is. Commander Green is here. What's up, Commander Green? Another one of my favorite Instagram accounts. Even though I never go to Instagram, so I'm so glad that he reposts things over on the Poser Posse Facebook group. Thank you for contributing. You're one of our top contributors. Didn't know if you knew that. Bitter Troll ordered the Attack of the Clones R2. I'm all excited to get it. Yeah, that's that thing sold out quick. And I think that's going to happen a lot. Watch out for that. If you think you want a figure, pre-order it. If there's any doubt as to whether you can live without it or not, pre-order it. Nice, John. That's cool. Yeah, it's a cool shirt. Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's another one much like Reacher that I just didn't entertain because I wasn't not a huge fan of the original film adaptation. But I'm very, very prepared to believe that it's actually good because after my experience with Reacher, you know, I've learned not to trust my instincts. The other show? There's another show? One episode that was very light on action, was really getting me tense, waiting for the other show to drop. Okay. Shoot. You meant to say shoot. Got it. Hey, Primetime Reviews. Thank you, man. Thank you. All, that collar episode notwithstanding. Yeah, thanks very much. I actually took a lot of time with that. Mostly because most of the time making that video, believe it or not, was spent getting lint off of it. It shows lint very, very easily. So yeah, you're gonna want to make sure you put that in a DTOF, like all Vader figures, like pretty much any black figure. I always have problems with that. I don't know if that's an indication that I don't dust my house enough or what, but which probably is. But yeah, it took me a lot of time. Like I felt like I needed one of those clean rooms, like like scientists have, where just everything is expunged before you're allowed to come in. And there's like no contaminants whatsoever. But yeah, it took a lot of time to shoot that video. I was also experimenting with different lighting just to make it look its best. And I was rewarded because one of the people whose job it is to review and approve those videos apparently called out the lighting, especially on the light up effects, the light up saber and chest plates, about how I was able to make them look like they do in real life. Because it's a challenge when you're shooting on all white. Because everything's blown out and the light up effects really don't show up very much. So I had to put some thought to it, go back to my Photo 101 brain and actually do some math and actually think about how lighting works and how to adjust things in camera and just make it work. And I did, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and everybody else is too. So yay. Yeah, dude, Bad Batch Season 3. I wasn't wowed, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, it didn't really have the same effect on me that, say, Halo is having. I think I'm enjoying Halo now more than I'm enjoying Bad Batch Season 3 so far. But I suspect that it's a slow burn, and I suspect that that's why they dropped the first 3 episodes at once. They recognized that it was a slow burn, and they want to keep that audience. They want to, they want to invest that audience in the show. And I think that it worked successfully. If they would have just dropped episode 1 of season 3, I might have not been excited at all. But yeah, as it turns out, I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm looking forward to where it goes. Asajj Ventress can't get here soon enough. Sorry if you don't know it. Sorry if you don't know that. I don't know what Elimination Chamber is, Dino. I don't. Oh, and I called that ages ago. There were just so many, especially when I rewatched the whole series, the first 2 seasons leading up to this one, I was like, she's force sensitive. She has to be. She's getting too good at things too quickly. The whole thing with the, like when Tech was teaching her how to fly the Marauder, she's just way too good and she's way too sensitive about things. It's very subtle, but if you watch looking for it, you can pick up on it. Called that too. Maybe I'm force sensitive. Wow. Lane Kramer, How are you doing, man? Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's you know, if you're not planning on getting rid of them, the amount of Michael Munson messaged me recently with a question involving my opinion on keeping the boxes. I keep all my boxes because I have a basement downstairs that is the same size as the house itself, same square footage. So it's a 1,050 square feet of square footage in storage down in my basement. So I can afford to keep all the boxes because I'm not doing anything else with that basement right now. But if I were in a situation where I didn't have that storage, say living in an apartment or a house that didn't have a basement, and I was worried about things like resale value down the road, then consider the monthly fees for keeping those boxes in storage. Yeah, that adds up. And I'm pretty sure that over time, that the amount of money you're spending on storage units will totally eliminate whatever value that has incurred over the years with those 6-scale figures. You're going to wind up paying more for storage than you're going to make off of selling those figures. You're better off saving that money from storage and just getting rid of the boxes. You can take your accessories and put each one in an individual tray. Just go to the Container Store and just shop around for something. Like, one of the things I've used in the past with figures that I've had that didn't have boxes is a tackle box, like a fishing tackle box. They have those little trays where you keep your fishing lures. Just take the accessories and put them in one of those little trays. Find something similar to that where you can just, or like go to Home Depot where they have those little containers that are good for storing hardware, like nuts and bolts and things. I have one of those in the office right now. Yeah, something like that would be perfect because they're modular. You can take these little plastic dividers out and just customize whatever size holes or compartments you want in that tray. And yeah, it's perfect. I mean, just do something like that. I mean, if you're spending money on a storage unit for your Hot Toys figures, so for the boxes for your Hot Toys figures or sideshow figures, collectibles in general, you're throwing money away. You're going to wind up paying more for that storage than those figures are going to be worth over time. It's kind of like leasing your lifestyle, right? So yeah, I'm glad you reached out to that, and thanks for mentioning it. It was a pretty good topic of conversation here. My stuttering notwithstanding, I'm telling you, my concussion symptoms are returning. It's crazy. Hey Terry, jealous you got to mess with that Vader and you got paid to do it. Yeah, my job doesn't suck. I really like it. May it last forever. Yeah. Looking at you, AI. The notorious BDP is in the house. I wondered if you'd join us today. How's it going, my friend? Good to have you aboard. Gonna scroll past all the comments of everybody greeting enthusiastically the great BDP, notorious BDP. What sounds better, the great BDP or the notorious BDP? Definitely notorious. Definitely notorious. 30A Nerds is also here. Oh, wow, man. He lives so large that he does his Good Morning posts in segments of 2. Good morning. I'm just going to talk like that. I'm going to do a live stream where I just talk like that. I'm going in deep with Hot Toys Ahsoka line. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Right now, I have Sabine Wren, Chopper, Hera, Ahsoka the White, Enoch, and now I need to pre-order Thrawn, Young Padawan, Ahsoka. Yeah. I'm all in on all of that. I don't think there's a single figure that I haven't ordered. Let me just look here. Yeah, I have all those. I also have Marak ordered. Yeah. I've ordered Marak. He would probably be the first, potentially only one that would get the axe. Or the lightsaber. Sorry, I think I'm funny, but I'm not. But yeah, that's really, really good. Also want to bounce back to 38 Nerds. I got back to you on Instagram. Don't know if you saw that. And I haven't been back to Instagram since I replied. So if you've replied to my reply, then please don't be offended that I haven't gotten back. It's just that I've been busy and I never visit Instagram. Never. But I'll make it a point to check that out today, see if you got back with me. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess there would be some logistics involved with selling art prints. There are probably some people even here in this chat who have some experience with that. and they might be able to help you with that. I would advise you to not go cheap. There's a guy, I'm not going to name names here, but there's a guy that I bought a bunch of art from at a convention relatively recently, a couple years ago, and his artwork is really, really good. He's even had a piece published by Sideshow, and I wasn't really happy with the quality of the paper that he used. It seemed like he was just buying the kind of paper that you can get, like, say, at Staples. And you have to respect your own art more than that. Even if it means you have to mark up your prints a little bit, it will be worth it. JP Mavinga is very good about the quality of paper that he uses for his art prints, for instance. So I don't know. Maybe I could ask around for you, and just get an idea. I know that things are different down in the Philippines than they are here, but maybe some of the people that I know would be able to light the way for you and just give you something to work with. Yeah. Okay. See, that's the vibe that I was getting from the comments that you were making, because any comment about AI that can be misinterpreted as being remotely positive kind of makes me cringe and kind of ruffles my feathers. It gets my hackles up, so to speak. I don't know if that translates, but I know you well enough to be puzzled by my interpretation that you were actually being supportive of AI, and I'm like, no, that's not what he's doing. He's just being pragmatic, right? That was my interpretation. You're not, yeah. But so thank you for clarifying that. I'm really glad that we had this discussion. Thank you. Favorite Star Wars artist? Alive or dead? I mean, my obvious answer is McQuarrie, hands down. I mean, the OG, the GOAT. Seriously, I'm obviously, but apart from that, man, Vanderstelt's good, but he's just good in general, dude. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. And I'm thinking of a guy, but I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Hang on. Yeah, I can't even see his signature on that art print that I have of his back there, but Brent Woodside is really good. His Clone Wars stuff especially is impeccable, and looks like concept art from the series itself. It doesn't have even his work that is inspired by the early seasons of the show doesn't have the inherent undeveloped qualities of the earlier animation from that series. It all seems like it leaps right off of, like I said, it just reads as concept art from the show. So yeah, check out Brent Woodside. His stuff is really good. God, I'm trying to think of who else. I'll think on that. I'm going to stew on that. Oddly enough, I don't have a lot of Star Wars art on my walls. You know what I have? I have a print of the original Burger Chef and Burger King art prints that came out from the original Star Wars. There were 4 of them. I have the one with R2 and 3PO, the orange one, with that. It also has Kenobi and Luke and Leia and a Tusken Raider. And it's not actually the poster itself. I have the entire series of posters downstairs in my basement, but it's a print that I was able to get of the artwork without the text on it. I mean, Star Wars is up there prominently displayed, the Star Wars logo, but the texts that talk about R2 and 3PO, that's been removed from this one, so it's just the artwork. And I think it's probably one of a kind. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Kenneth Bird here. What's up, Kenneth? Good to see you. Thank you, Big Dog Pound. I love it when people do my job for me. 38 Nerds has a new Vader coming. How do you rate him compared to previous releases? I replied to your Instagram message. Okay, good to know. I rate him really high, which is, it's in a lot of ways, it's very similar to my memory of the Rogue One Vader. The helmet seems to be about the same. I know that the pelvic armor, we'll call it that, seems identical to the pelvic armor from the Rogue One Vader, which was just massive compared to other versions of that character. Somebody was asking me recently in a comment how the pants, how the suit compared with the suit on previous releases. I don't know. I haven't taken other Vaders out of the box. I only have one other Vader now that I think about it. I just have the Empire Vader. I haven't taken I haven't taken that out of the case and done a side-by-side comparison. I don't have the Rogue One Vader anymore, so I can't compare it to that. So I'm not going to talk about something that I can't really give an informed discussion on. It's just not something I'm willing to do, because I've been wrong too much this week. Yeah, dude, I'm right. It made me so happy. And again, made my wallet so sad. Gotta turn down this track. Maybe I should shuffle this list, because it's currently just playing through the same tracks that played last week. Impulse. Power. My comic guy was complaining about the saber. Some people are saying it's a deal breaker. Not for me. God, no. God, no. Come on. Yeah. I can't figure out what the philosophy would be behind that. I mean, it almost feels like when you say something like that, it's a deal breaker. It's like you're choosing to die on a particular hill. And so I just can't get behind that line of thought, that line of thinking. I mean, there's the whole philosophy, yeah, collect what you like, and you should. But if you're going to make your decision about something as inconsequential as the inclusion of or exclusion of a single lightsaber for a character that didn't even feature it in the show, the second lightsaber in that incarnation of the show, then I don't know. You might have other reasons for not buying the figure. Just my thoughts. Did you mean to say pose up? Hey, look who's here. I forgot about you. Oh, you weren't here? Good to have you with us, Mike. Welcome back. I went to a concert yesterday without you, and it felt weird. Weird! Let's see. You use 2 lightsabers only after a certain level of competency in 2 forms. Initially, she was only using for 5 and started with the second when she delved into Form 3. Oh, man. Nerd. Yeah, respect for that knowledge. Yeah, but again, I'm not sure how much of the forms have been officially adapted into canon. It seems like the way that you and other people are discussing certain revelations, like for instance, Anakin's, especially in Ahsoka, the show, it seems like there's been a lot of analysis by people who are in the know regarding the various lightsaber forms that are being used, and it seems that those who know and recognize them are able to identify the particular forms being used. And that's exciting to me. I think that's really exciting. I think that there should be a little bit more evolution of the Jedi, of the techniques of the Jedi in the canon. It shouldn't be so ethereal and so vague. If you're going to go all in on this, if you have the opportunity, and Disney's revival of the franchise has created that opportunity, then you should take that to the next level. And it will only enrich the franchise, and it will only enrich the viewer experience. So I'm here for that. There we go. Okay. Paul Hernandez is here? What's up, dude? Are you still here? Did I delay too long? Are you gone now? Just peeking in? Yeah, good to see you, buddy. I was actually thinking the other day about I need to have you back on the show. Yeah, we need to have like our second first date, because that was fun. That was a good time. I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time. Best candy in the world is Almond Joy. End of discussion. That's definitely in my top 5 American candies. Definitely. Yeah. In fact, I was a Mounds guy for a really long time, and then I got almond. Then, for some reason, I think they were out of Mounds, and I was just craving that chocolate coconut combo. So I got an Almond Joy and was like, "Why have I not been eating this the whole time?" I legitimately spit when I said that. I have some serious enthusiasm issues when it comes to chocolate, man. I really, really, really do. Oh, my foot is bouncing. New Mr. and Mrs. Smith is amazing. The best of the 3 adaptations. There are 3 adaptations of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was only aware of the Brangelina version. Did we? Yeah, I'm not surprised. It seemed pretty obvious, right? Or maybe we were just hoping. In hindsight, it seems pretty obvious. Like, watching it the first time through, I don't know that I picked up on it until later. But yeah, she's something. Imagine that. I hope she survives the story, and I hope that there's I hope she moves into another story, some other incarnation of that story. I hope to see her as an adult, maybe in, I don't know, Ahsoka season 2, one of the movies. I don't know where they're going with any of this stuff. I don't know that they know where they're going with any of this stuff. It's very, very tough to grasp. They've stopped talking about it. They've stopped saying, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And I think that over time they've had to cancel so many projects that they're hesitant to actually reveal a thing until the thing is genuinely going to become a reality. You know what I mean? Andor vibes. Okay. I really like that they brought back, what's his name? I can't remember the name of that species, the slavers. Zylurian? I know that sounds like more like something from Doctor Who. But they brought back that guy that cut off his horn. That was really cool. They did not say Omega had a high M count. Oh, they didn't. But there's something in her blood that will enable her to latch on to midichlorian properties, right? That's kind of what they're saying. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. But yeah, I think that you're right. Now that you say that out loud, that the implication was that is only that there's something in Omega's blood that will allow. The problem is that with regular clones, midichlorians won't latch on to them in the same way that they latch on to Jedi, for instance. Now, obviously, we know what's happening here. The Emperor wants to clone himself so that he doesn't die, so that he can live in perpetuity for, just have his 1,000-year Reich, basically, and be the head of it for all time. So he wants to clone himself. But he doesn't want to clone himself without the Force. And right now, that's the problem that they're having. They're trying to figure out a way to. Yeah, that's it. And we know that, or it seems that that Moff Gideon later on down the line, 6 years, no, further. Yeah, like 7 years after Return of the Jedi, he figured that out. He was able to do it. So we kind of know that. We kind of know this isn't going to work. Spoiler alert. Omega's going to get away, and they're not going to get what they want. That's it. There we go. I got great storage boxes for my accessories from Dollar Tree. Very cheap, and I have one for most figures. Those that come up with just hands, I use Ziploc bags and put those in one box. That's a good one, too. That's a good one, too. And you can get... just go on to... I think Amazon would be a good place for this. Go to Amazon and do a search for, like, Ziploc plastic bags in various sizes. Because you can get them that are like really, really super small, and you can put the hands in those, or you can put like one pair of hand in each of those. I've done that. I'll have like a big bag, like downstairs I'll have like a big bag just full of all the parts necessary to make, say, a 501st clone from Sideshow. And each separate piece has its own plastic baggie to prevent them from rubbing up against each other. So that's another thing that you can consider doing if you're I just realized I'm coming dangerously close to talking about customization. Sorry, work. Yeah, I've gone to a couple of wrestling matches, so WWE Raw tapings with Mike Sorensen, but I would not say that I'm a wrestling fan. Every time I go, I rely on Mike to explain to me what's going on, because I'm not immersed in the lore, and I never have been. I think the last time I truly followed wrestling with any sort of regularity was the 80s, back when it was airing on Sundays on Channel 30 in St. Louis. Yeah, so and even then I didn't follow it that closely. It would be a good medium. They weren't taking samples; they were adding to the blood. That's it. Okay. But still, I do think I do think she's force sensitive, because of the bit with the Wookiee Jedi, where she actually seemed she's working on her. This is my thought. I'm looking at Omega as being analogous to what's his name from Rogue One. Force sensitive, but not able to manipulate the Force. She has a higher Force sensitivity than the average Joe, more so than the average clone, even. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. Maybe you're wrong. You think that? There you go. Yeah, you have. Yeah, I don't think she'll be a Jedi. God, I hope not. They've done that enough. Sabine's Jedi-ness kind of defies credulity. Everybody's all in. Man, I'm on a bandwagon here. Yeah, sure, man. Like I said, I'll see what I can do. I'll definitely reach out to JP, and there are a couple of other people who work at Sideshow that maybe could help point in the right direction. That would be an interesting thing, and it would also showcase the absolute randomness of Force sensitivity. Like, what triggers it? Obviously, there's a genetic link, because the Force is strong in the Skywalker family. But beyond that, I don't know. Big Dog Pound with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And yeah, if you have the opportunity, or if you're within reach of your device and can hit that like button for me, then you're doing the channel a favor. We need that engagement. And I should say that with every single Boba Fett that I post, I come close to actually doing that Boba Fett video, which is definitely on my radar. 100% of the paper. Also need to calibrate the color to the monitor and to the printer with the paper with the best quality. Just some input with experience on gallery work. You have experience with gallery work. That's hot. I've talked about it here before, but maybe there are people who aren't aware of it, but I do have a big gallery show coming up a year from September. It's fully 18 months away. But that's fine. And I'm very, very fortunate, because most people who get a gallery show, they have to print and frame their own work, and I'm not going to have to. The gallery is going to do all that for me. So my job is just to make sure that what I see on screen looks good, and then I hand it off to them, and they handle everything else. So I don't have to concern myself with that. But yeah, everything you said is on point, and yeah, that's definitely something you have to pay attention to. If you're into more stylized art, Cam Kennedy's work in the 90s Dark Empire books, the first Ewing, the first time Palpatine came back as a clone, and the World Devastators. Yeah, I kind of remember those. I really don't. It's been so long. Ralph McQuarrie is one of my favorite. God, am I that far behind? I really am that far behind. Scourge of the Galaxy is one of the first things I see when I wake up. Guys, I'm going to have to skip the Three Strikes segment, because I'm unprepared, and we're already coming up on 10 o'clock, and I'm super far behind. So I'm going to skip it, and next week we will do 6. It will showcase 6. It will be 6 strikes. Yeah, like we did last week. Because I forgot last week too. Oh no, I didn't do a show 2 weeks ago. That's right. Jason Palmer's a good Star Wars artist. He's normally at Celebration selling his prints. Okay. Nice. That is wise. That's, your integrity is noted. My favorite American candies are Twix, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Twizzlers, M&M Peanuts. Those are, I like Twix, but not enough to buy them very often. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are a weakness, as are peanut M&Ms. I had an office job, and right outside of the office, my office door was the office snack machine. And they were constantly having to replace the peanut M&Ms because of me. Yeah. And my aunt keeps them in her house in a candy tray all the time. Oh, that's solid. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's exciting, Keith, and that's a long-term goal of mine as well. Yeah, when we get together next, I want to talk about the logistics of that, because it has occurred to me that, like, cable management is a thing that you really have to consider when you're doing something like that. And is my table too low? I think it is. There we go. Let's get this up. Chirrut Imwe is the name of the character I was thinking of. Thank you. That's embarrassing. Do I bring it up? I traded my Chirrut Imwe deluxe figure to somebody who was supposed to give me a Batman premium format figure in return. And that person did not. You know who you are. Toxic people. That's a stretch. But maybe? Yeah. Fan speculation is fun, right? There are those here who will be interested in that. There we go. Okay. All right, I get it. Talking about Sabine Wren, who's House Wren from Clan Vizsla. So she has a relation. Didn't even think about that, Beskar. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I'll be thinking about it now. Nah, that's solid. Are you volunteering? I have to head to Sideshow sometime in the near future for just a day. Because I have to get onto a company computer in order to get some of the files that I want to use for the show. Because the copies of these photos that I have on my computer are not high res. So I need to get out there at some point, access Sideshow servers and download my favorites, basically. I got the go-ahead to do that even before way back in 2016, I got the go-ahead from the CEO to do that. So hopefully that permission still stands. Word. Oh, that's unfortunate. You have my sympathies. That's really too bad. And by the way, hello, I didn't know you were here. Dude, I've had the same experience. Seriously, when I eat peanut M&Ms, I'm just like, there's peanuts in this. Peanuts are good for you. The girl gave me nothing for Chirrut Imwe. I totally absconded with it. When the trade was supposed to happen, she was like, I'm sorry I didn't bring it. But I can bring it next time you're here. I'm like, yeah, okay. Just bring it, leave it in your office, and let me know when it's here. I'll come by and pick it up. And weeks went by, and then months went by, and I was very patient, and then I finally reached out and said, look, this is absurd. If you don't want to do the trade, let me know, and I'll take the figure back. And at that point, she blocked me on Facebook. And I don't want to out anybody at this point, because I've heard no other stories from anybody else regarding this person remotely like this, but I have witnessed her do some other shady shit. So I don't know. I'm not gonna be that guy. But if I hear of anybody else having a problem with this person, then I will immediately pile on. Looks like we're all caught up. Yes, exactly. I had the same experience, man. I was just so thrilled, because the whole notion that you have to be part of some royalty, to some royal bloodline, in order to, like, be a Jedi is just, I'm not there for that. All right, so here we go, everybody. It's time. All right, so cool art box. Let's go ahead and take this down. I love that chrome logo on there, but I have to admit that it takes some attention to detail when you're lighting it so that it pops. Especially when you're in a studio setting and everything behind the camera is dark. So when it's facing directly at the camera, see, right now it's reflecting fine because the whiteness on my screen is reflecting off of the chrome. But in my studio setting, I don't have that. So I have to make adjustments. That is a minty fresh box. Check out this card art. I don't know, I kind of feel like this era was a golden age of Hot Toys insert art. But that's a neat pose that's going on right there with the plasma rifle. Is it a plasma rifle? I think it's a plasma rifle. And I'm talking about the big pose. This guy. Which obviously was the inspiration for Mando's gun. I keep wanting to call it a phase plasma rifle, but that's Terminator. So no, I don't know. Yes. Is there a new Facebook group? I thought I'd ask her if I missed that. I'm sorry I had a call. There is a Poser Facebook group. It's called the Poser Posse, and there are two. There is there's a Poser Posse page and a Poser Posse group. What you're looking for is the Poser Posse group. The Poser Posse page was a mistake that I made while trying to form the Poser Posse group because I don't know anything about Facebook. So if you're looking to join and hang out, then that's where you want to go. I wonder if maybe I should just go ahead and do a link for it. Here we go, here we go, there we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me just go ahead and post a comment here with the Amban Phase Pulse Rifle. So it is a Phase Pulse Rifle. Thank you. Oops. Scheisse. Why is this not working? Oh, because I only... That was kind of a laugh and kind of a Michael Jackson impression. Jeez, I cracked myself up. There we go. That is a link. Hopefully it comes up as a link, but if not, you can copy paste it to the Poser Posse Facebook group. So if you want to join, please be sure to answer all questions. The questions are legitimately the following. What is your name? What is your quest? And what is your favorite lightsaber color? And also agree to the rules, because we have rules. Because I work for Sideshow and I have to make sure I keep my job. All right, guys, let's go ahead and clear this off. And I want to double check one. Yeah, me too. And because I can. But not everybody has that luxury, right? Exactly. especially one in particular, but it didn't work. Normal trolls, normal trolls, it works on normal trolls, but it doesn't work on bitter trolls, as it turns out. Those guys can get it anywhere. I did not. Talk about that amongst yourselves. I'm going to talk about this thing. Check him. Look at those colors. Now, obviously, Boba Fett's, the shape of Fett was vastly different in the animated version of the holiday special. So they just went with Fett as he appeared in Empire Strikes Back, right? I think that's Empire armor. Yeah. And, no, it's Jedi armor. I think it's Return of the Jedi armor, because I'm pretty sure that Return of the Jedi armor is when he had all the pouches up front. But maybe I'm mistaken. It's not in here, it's all in there. Okay. Now my day is complete. So here's our jetpack in funky mustard yellow with crazy teal blue. And I feel like my lighting is a little on the dark side. Now I've got Eddie and the Cruiser stuck in my head. That's just great. But let's go ahead and look at the figure. Not on the dark side. There we go. Let's see. There's a little bit of hair there. That's another one. Bane of my existence is dog hairs that pop into the pop onto the table when I'm shooting a first look video, and I have to go back and reshoot. Yeah, the Wookiee braids are a curious copper color, which I love. See that? That's fun. Nice weathering going on there on the armor. And yeah, throughout on the head, the dent is there on the helmet, so that's a cool feature. We don't always see the dent. Remember the promo shot variant of the Empire Strikes Back, the deluxe version, did not have the dent on the helmet. That was something that was added later. But yeah, you can see, it looks like, yeah, there is some smudging, some dirt going on the pouches and the pockets and the pouches for the tools and elsewhere as well. So that's nice. It's not a super clean suit. Looks like there's some dust that made the trip from Charlotte. But yeah, overall, I really, really dig this. Overall, I completely dig this. Again, it's not my first time looking at it. And anyway, here's the Amben Phase Pulse rifle. Kind of, there's some weathering on there. I like the patina going on the tuning fork. So that's cool. Yeah. And the tools are already in the belt because I already did. Oh, this is neat. Check out this base. I'd forgotten about this. Needs cleaned. And it's a bit scuffed. But yeah, that's cool, right? Look how filthy it is. Where's my stuff? There it is. Let's see if it'll wipe clean with just a microfiber cloth. Nah. Eyeglass cleaner should work. Speaking of which, while meeting my friends last night for the concert, they had a sort of ultrasonic cleaning device for like jewelry cleaner, like ultrasonic jewelry cleaner at the house. And what they use it for is cleaning their glasses. I need to get one of those for the show. So every time I wind up having filthy glasses. Yeah, see, that's... So it's not dirty anymore, but it is scuffed up. So obviously I have had this thing on display. This is one of those things where you could like legitimately... If there was anything incriminating on my desktop, you could probably screen capture that and try to catch the... Yeah, look at all those scuffs. And that's just from having the figure on it and moving it around a little bit. So the base is a bit fragile, so be aware of that. Those who want to maintain the pristine nature of their figures, if you get this figure, might want to leave that plastic on it, because that will definitely prevent any harm from coming to your amazing Hot Toys figure. Now I'm looking at this. Yeah. I've already got the gun hand on it, so that's handy. Does he have... Okay, he comes with the blaster pistol, and again, because I've had this on display and because I packed it up in a hurry because I couldn't wait to get away from my wife, it's still in the holster. So that's good. That's not true, guys, by the way. I really lamented the separation when it happened. Because, you know, almost 20 years with somebody is that's a long time. And that's a hard adjustment to make. So anybody else who's going through that, I sympathize and I feel for you. Okay, let's put that down here in case I change my mind. All right. Let's let the posing begin. This I need. This I need. And I think I'm going to take a page from... maybe. Let's see. Love this track. Let's get him on the stand. Oh, this is another one that's... It's magnetized, but not magnetized enough. The magnets are just strong enough to hold it in place so it doesn't bounce around, but it will not hold the jetpack onto the back all on its own. So you do have to implement the D-rings, much to my chagrin. Oh, this is so hard. Don't break. Don't break. It's in a weird position. Oh, no. Okay, good. Whew. There's got to be a better way to do this. This week on Terry Tries to Put a Jetpack on Boba Fett. All right. It's on there tight. So tight that I have to question whether or not it will come off easily. But I'm sure it will. Yeah. Ah, easy peasy mac and cheesy. Okay, let's straighten that belt up. You know what would have been fun? I have another blurg downstairs. Might have been cool to, you know, just go down there and bring up that blurg and have him riding the blurg instead of that giant plesiosaur creature that he was riding in the show. Back when they thought Boba Fett was an ally. Now, I'm just going to put this in here and see how it looks. Alright. Yeah, this will work. So, I have options. One option is super cash. And I'm wondering if I should go... I don't want to scratch this base up any more than I already have, so I'm going to do this stuff on this side. Okay, so I'm shifting the weight to his right. That knee pad is crooked and it's bugging me. They both are. So I'm shifting the weight to his right, and I'm going to bring that torso back into alignment there. And, ooh, almost lost the backpack. That's why, backpack. My backpack's got jets. I'm Boba the Fett. And then I'm going to do a bit of a torso twist this way. And I kind of like, this is a happy accident. I just kind of like how the hand is resting right there by the pouch. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit just to make it look more natural, but also to give you more of a view of the flamethrower or rocket or whatever that's supposed to be. And make some fun. This is really going to be a super easy and super quick pose. Which is kind of cool because maybe that means that I can end the stream a little early and we can get Dobby to the park and I can get out to West County and bring some stuff back to Keith Lee. Alright, this is a good start. I really dig this. But I think it could be better. Here, let's just go ahead and put that right there and rotate it around. That's cool. That's got attitude. That's got Fett written all over it. And again, one of the things that I like about this, if you remember, even if you haven't seen the this holiday special, they don't know he's a bad guy when they meet him. And he's not. Fett's not a bad guy. He's just like, I don't know, neutral. True. Is Fett true neutral? Maybe. But talk amongst yourselves. What would Boba Fett's alignment be in Empire era? Not in Book of Boba Fett era. In Empire era, what is Boba Fett's alignment? Now, like I said, this is a pretty good start, but if you turn it this way, you can see that he's just really off balance. And that's not cool, so let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to start by just like bringing his feet back and planting them. And I actually really think that that's all that needed to happen. Maybe move the legs, thrust the hips out just a little bit. God, this thing is so easy to scratch. The base, not the figure. The figure's actually pretty tough. Let's rotate it a bit this way, because I don't like, the way I had it before, I don't like the way that the feet were just kind of in the same position along that axis. Axis. Draw this down, because this holster's kind of hanging out there, and I don't dig that. But I guess that's just the way that it's got to be. Okay, so let's finesse this. No, that's got it. I mean, I know it's nothing flashy, guys, but if I had the blurg up here, maybe it would be. Yeah, that's a judgment call, Darth. They're attractive. They can be attractive. And there's a certain quality that I admire when the stands are all uniform. Of course, with Star Wars figures from Hot Toys, we have a couple different varieties of standard stands. The standard, if you will. You've got the hexagonal ones, obviously, and then you also have the rectangular ones. But if you have the opportunity to display several figures in a single case, that uniformity of several of the rectangular stands, for instance, or several of the hexagonal stands, really, really works. And the other cool thing about the hexagonal stands is that you can not quite interlock them, but you can form sort of like a honeycomb effect with them, which is also attractive in its own way. So there's a variety, and and it is not unappealing. But using them or not using them is a choice, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. The people who actually choose to display their figures without stands, I applaud their bravery. And I myself have a few figures here in the house that are not displayed with stands. Trying to think of which ones. The Armorer does not have her stand. God, who else? Anybody in here? No, everybody's got stands in here. Yeah, but, and I get it. I used to really not care for stands too. For one thing, they take up real estate. And you can't get as many figures onto a shelf as you can when you're not using stands. But I do appreciate that security. Even I pay a lot of money for these things. Yeah, I dig it. I dig this a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. That's all posed up. That's actually ready for the display. And by the way, this weekend, channel members, Poser Posse channel members, members of the Poser Elite, will know that, speaking of which, 30A Nerds, you're a member of the channel, right? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. I'm not talking about the channel. You're a member of the Facebook group. You're a member of the channel. You're a channel supporter. You're a member of the Poser Elite. But yeah, members of the Poser Elite will have early access to the Boba Fett video when it drops. Additionally, I'm going to be shooting this weekend some more post turnarounds. I finally have a break in my schedule, and I have control over my studio for the weekend, so I'm going to actually go ahead and shoot several of the turnarounds, as many as I can fit into a particular time block, and try to get those up onto the channel for channel members, not subscribers, for members. Anyway, let's see these comments. That's interesting, right? That was an interesting choice, and I think that it's actually a mistake. If you look closely at it there, I think that's just off. This chest piece is actually moved up a little too high, and a little, yeah. I just like these two pieces right here are not where they're supposed to be. So I think I got a flawed one, so to speak, but I'm not mad. Looks great, whatever. Dara Tamaris, you okay? I was just gonna say I appreciate your skill and the work you do. Thanks. A bunch of comments flew by. This sometimes happens when I'm taking the time to post these figures, but so I'll miss a lot of, like, the comments will just jump, and I'll miss so many comments, and I have to scroll back to find where I was before. Definitely, obviously it is for me, and that's why I take the time to actually show it. Okay, so this is where I was. Yeah, Bad Wolf Media. It's a 30th anniversary set, including Todd as he appeared at conventions, and the only reason I care is I have the same hat the figure is wearing. Well, that's fun. Good for you, man. The one-to-one blaster? No. You mean of the face pulse rifle? No. The only one-to-ones that I have are... I have a one-to-one E11 and a one-to-one DL44. And they're both airsoft, so they actually shoot. I can actually shoot people with them. Yeah. Not that I have. Depends on who's watching. And by the way, thank you again. Thank you so much for that. It's good to have that acknowledged every so often. I'm not gonna deny that. Probably because it just makes more sense. I mean, when you're going up against somebody with armor, wearing armor, what do you look for? You look for the chinks in the armor. It's a whole lot of chinks. We do what we have to. And the rest of the time we do what we want to. Wait, I got that backwards. Never forget, Cicero. Never forget. Yeah, again, I have to look. For some reason, I'm having a hard time remembering these guys, but I've listened to their CD 3 times in 2 days, all the way through. It's really good. The Spook Lights is what they're called. They're an unholy mix of bluegrass and electronic. It's a duo, guys with banjos and homemade guitars. There's one song where they legitimately do that thing that Jack White did, where he basically took a 2x4 and put guitar hardware on it with a couple of strings. He did that, and he features that pretty strongly in the show. It's pretty fun. Thanks for saying so, man. Yeah. Hearts and minds have to be changed. It's it can have all the value in the world, but if somebody doesn't believe in it, then it's, if somebody at the helm, if the man at the helm doesn't believe in it, then it's not going to get done. I'm sorry and thank you. Yeah, it looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah, again, going back to the stand thing, again, there's just something really attractive about that uniformity. It's just something that really ties the whole collection together, even if it's a collection that's not meant to be together. And if all you have is like several different figures from different franchises, even if they all have a similar base, a similar rectangular base, then it's going to look pretty cool. Although I don't think, yeah, there are some Marvel figures that have rectangular bases, right? Or are they all hexagonal? The only one that I have on display out here is Kate Bishop.
And she's getting boxed up. Oh, and yeah, there's my Spider-Punk up there. Oh! Ha! You know, producer Alan, the late and lamented producer Alan, who formerly worked for Sideshow, my former boss. He contacted me asking if I had a Momane Dan Hammerhead figure from Sideshow because he's looking for one for his own collection. And I haven't told him this yet, and I know he doesn't watch the show, and I know that Michael doesn't watch the show either, so it's not important. I'm not giving anything away here, but I'm planning on giving him one of my Momane Dans as a gift. But I've been searching in the basement and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it forever. I mean, I've been looking for it for like a month now, better part of a month. And I just looked up and saw it. It's on display in this freaking room. The figure I've been looking for a month is on display. If that tells you anything about the state of my place, then yeah. Wow. Right? Okay, that's kind of where I thought too. It seems to me that he hung around Bubba's jobs after dropping off Han. He should have been off to his next hunt. Well, we can retcon that. I'll tell that story. I'll totally tell that story. I wonder if they'll do a special edition episode 6. Boba has ESB and Return of the Jedi mashup parts. Is there a basis for that? Like was that they did the promo shots of Boba from Empire had different parts than the actual screen used costume. Did they have promo shots of Fett for Return of the Jedi that showcased that some sort of mashup of like what you're talking about? Because that would be really, really cool. Oh, episode 4. Damn it, Uber Dog. Messing up my game. Well, that's kind of what the deluxe edition had. The one that I just posted up last week. Because there are elements of it that are more evocative of Return of the Jedi parts, right? Let's see. This was a good idea because it's always good to just have a comparison at the end of the day. But I thought I'd bring out the retro Fetro. And here's the one that we're talking about. So here's all these together, just so you can get a better idea of the colors and the difference in colors between these two especially, but also. Yeah, that's pretty on point. Let's go ahead and see if I can slide that over a little bit. There we go. So yeah, looking at this. Okay, now that's got the division of the pouches and the belt, so that's Empire. Okay, yeah, but the color of this has Return of the Jedi elements on it, of this particular vambrace. And although this is an all-new color, this is completely different. Yeah. Yeah, and the color of the cape, spin it around there so you can actually see it better. But the color of the cape is closer to the cape in Return of the Jedi than it is to the cape in Empire, which had a stripe on it. Yeah. I guess I can bring that one over as well. Yeah, let's not get too reckless here. I'm going to put this down. You can see on my way in here, I knocked the nameplate off of the Empire Fett, the deluxe Fett. So let's move you over here. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and take him down. I think we're done with animated Fett for this show. Carefully, carefully. All right. So there's that. Let's go ahead and bring Jedi Fett over. That's worth discussing. Yeah, there we go. So I'm assuming this is what you were talking about, Uber Dog. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way so I can spin this table without hitting. Perfect. Okay, so yeah. Obviously the costumes are different colors. But the yeah, again, you've got the similarity in color here with this bit of armor. And then if you spin it around, you'll notice that the jetpack is also very similar. Not identical, but very, very similar. So that's what they've done with this deluxe edition. Which actually came out in 2 versions. The version that I have 2 copies of, and then there was a 40th anniversary edition as well. So, yeah, so it's out there. I'm really not liking this arm. It's going to be changes made. Some changes made around here. Why not both? Wherever the money takes you, right? And, didn't we see... Hasn't he done some mercenary work? In the shows? No. I mean, what is being a mercenary other than a different sort of bounty hunter? Seriously. On a larger scale. Oh, speaking of which, I need to reach out to mine. Oh, wow, God, I hate that for you. Yeah, do that. Do that. Even with stands, like, I had the Iron Man, the Neon Tech Iron Man 2.0, and those stands don't work well with those armors. They don't. And he took a shelf dive along with War Machine, Neon Tech War Machine. One fell and knocked over the other one, and they fell from 7 feet up, basically. They're done. You know, some of the parts are actually missing. I think they went down into the HVAC vent, and I'll never see them again. So yeah, sad day there. Oh, is that right? Okay. Oh, really? That's fun. All right. Thank you, Boba. Started something beautiful. As always, Bitter Troll with the creative display options. I have a lot of figures without stands or stepping over the stand. Secret leaning on the yeah. As I've talked about, and I'm going to be talking about in an upcoming video. Yeah, using stands creatively is a part of 6 scale collecting. Definitely my favorite version now, I think. Yeah, I've got the Boba on Throne and the Boba Fett, the deluxe set in this DTOF over to my right, and just the black suit, the black undersuit really, really seals the deal for me. It seems like, you know how it is in, like, say, role-playing games or in a role-playing story where your character's gradually building up his armor, his costume, whatever, higher quality. You start with the basics and then you kind of build it up. It feels like that's what Fett was doing throughout his entire run in Star Wars. I mean, we saw, even when he was, like, younger, and I guess he was too small to wear his father's armor at the time. And he's just not wearing armor yet. Then one day he just shows up in Empire and he's got armor. Wait, fuck, Uber Dog. I just remembered. Yeah, I was totally forgetting about the deleted scene. I need to go back and look at that because and then see exactly how they mixed that up. I remember that now. I completely forgot until I just was talking about that, and it just triggered my memory. It is like an orgy of Fets around here. Just wait. Just wait until you see the video. It's right. Hashtag Postmaster General at OnlyFans.com. Hey, Mr. Mom, what's up, dude? Okay, they used, thank you. You figured it, you'd solved it for me. They used Empire Strikes Back helmet with Return of the Jedi armor, and some of the hoses were broken and taped up at the forearm. That's interesting. That's interesting. That could be fun. Look how that's broken off there. That's so annoying. They had yet to perfect the armor at this point. Yeah, I'll have to mess with that. This man gets it because he puts more figures in. He tactfully and tastefully puts more figures into a DTOF than anybody else in existence. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's probably 100% accurate. I'm not the only person who misses details. You know, it must be right up there for me because it's legitimately the only 6-scale figure that has its own DTOF shelf in my entire house. Every other DTOF shelf has at least 2 figures on it. And wow, actually there's more than I was going to say there are only 2 shelves that have 2 figures, but like I've got the Boba Fett 2-pack to my right on the top shelf. Over here I've got the KX Enforcer droid clotheslining a Death Watch Mandalorian, but then below I've got Fennec and Fett on the throne, and then below that I've got Rey and Kylo. So yeah, it's a 2-figure element. In my bedroom I've got a great. I love what I was able to do with that. Yoda and Lord Tyrannus. Like Paul saying when he went in for a costume fitting and they just randomly pulled out Big's helmet from the try on. Oh my god, really? I didn't know that. That's really... Oh god, I would geek out so hard. Honestly, how has he not just exploded with some of the exciting things that have happened to him since he's been picked up for that show? I mean, just the simple fact that he got to say the line! Lock S foils in attack position. Paul! Lucky bastard. So good. Oh, it is a festival. Well played, Linda. Anyway, it is 10:38. Dobby has been very patient with me, but he would like to get to the park. And I have to get groceries because I'm down to like... I might have enough food here to eat for another day before I'm just sucking sustenance out of a condiment bottle. Oh, God. Living on ketchup. And so, yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Thank you to, I think it was Big Dog Pound, right? Or was it Best Car? Big Dog Pound for the $4.99 Super Chat. You are the shit. And, yeah, I'm really going to just go gracelessly out on this one because I really don't have a good outro in my head right now. But it's been a lot of fun posing all these Boba Fetts. I still have to do Prototype Fett, Mythos Fett, the Sideshow Original Fett, and whether or not we decide to do so, if we want to take that long. But there's also another version of this Deluxe Fett that I'm going to pose up in its actual movie-accurate configuration. So that's the next 4 weeks taken care of. Let me know if you're getting tired of seeing Fett. If you are, too bad. I really don't have anything else to offer. Although I'm finally getting my own Cad Bane sometime early next week, so maybe I'll post him up. But maybe not. And then a month after that, at the end of all this, I'll have Wrecker. So that's like 5 or 6 episodes nailed down. Who knows what will come into my possession between now and then. Probably not much because, again, I do have gutters to buy and I need a new water heater. And windows. And a whole new enclosed back porch. And I have to figure out how to deal with this wretched... Oh, God, I want to call it weathering because I'm a 6-scale collector and I'm just so lame that way. But what I'm actually talking about is erosion issue that I have going on in the hill behind my house. What a pain in the ass. Anyway, Thanks for joining me, you all. As always, it's been fun interacting with you in the comment section. Appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here with me this morning and making my weekend awesome. So until next time, be good to each other. Have a great weekend. Have a great week after that. And see you next Saturday, hopefully. And until then, be good to your plastic.